Do you know that it's your birthright to be healthy? It's your birthright to maintain good mental stability and spirituality? Well, I've got some solutions that I want to share with you, some keys that I feel like are going to unlock a new way of life for you. So stay tuned for more information.
Real change doesn't start with hype, it starts with guidance. At Changelfe, we help you rebuild your body and redefine your lifestyle. Through science-based weight loss, personalized fitness programs, strength and conditioning, and physical therapy-focused care. We're more than training. We're education, inspiration, community. From performance apparel to exclusive shows, workouts, and behind-the-scenes coaching on YouTube, Patreon, and our own Changelfe network. Change your body, change your habits, change your life. Join the Changelfe movement today.
All right, so we have different types of people in the world, right? You have to ask yourself, what type of person are you, right? Are you an upbeat person? A person who is jolly, likes to have a good time, always bringing more energy into the room? Or are you more of a dark or sad person, like a person who maybe is not in a good mood all of the time, always sees the negative sides of life? I find that people, even some really good people, are very, even some religious people, right? They see the darker side of even religion, right? What's going wrong and what's not happening, or people see the darker side of working out, right? Like, oh, that person might be fit, but fit people die all of the time, or or people who just can't seem to focus on the positives sides of life, right? Or you have sad people, people who are just generally sad. Something's always going wrong. Nothing, even when things are going right. Well, I got this, but I really could have got that. There's different types of ways to look at things, and we have to ask ourselves, what type of person am I, right? Am I an optimistic person? Am I a pessimistic person? Optimistic people just find the good things in life, find the good reasons for celebrating, the good ways of being, the good and pretty much everything, right? Or can see a way out. Like, no matter how bad things are, an optimistic person is going to give you a positive, hey, you know what? Well, this can happen or that can happen. So don't be down on yourself. Like, look up, look towards, good things happening, right? Where pessimistic people may be more, the glass is half empty. I have this, but this is going wrong, or that's going wrong. Or, what if this happens, or what if that happens? That's bad, or what if things don't work out? There's always different ways to view things, and those mind shifts make a huge difference, right? You have people who win. You have people who actually know how to win. They know the framework of winning, right? We've just seen it with the championship, right? There are frameworks to winning. No matter how skilled, how talented you are, you have to know the framework to win. And some people are just losers, right? I know people that tell me, hey, my luck has never been good. Like, if it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. So there are people who they just generally are used to losing or not accomplishing the things that they want to accomplish or seeing the results that they want to see. So we have to ask ourselves, like, what type of mental condition is our body in, right? And of course, you have what I like to call mental nourishment, right? If you nourish your mind with good information, positive things, good ways of being, proven techniques, right, that actually work for people, then you can make sure that your mind shifts to be more positive, more optimistic, more powerful, more in a winner's mind state, because that is going to propel you much further than the opposite. Now, sure, people do live like that, and people do. I've seen people amass a lot of wealth, get great, support groups around them, get great assets, but when they get it, they're miserable. Like, I know a lot of miserable people who have a lot. I know miserable millionaires who have a lot, but they don't have peace of mind because they've never been able to nourish their mind enough so that they can just be okay with themselves. You know, I heard someone say recently, like, I'm never alone because I'm with me. And that's so true. Like, we're never alone in this walk on this earth. And the worst case, you're always with God. God is always with you. So your mind shift is going to make a difference in how you perform and how you work out and how you lose weight and how you even show up in this world on a day-to-day basis. It takes more than just getting out there and responding to people and doing things just off the cuff. You have to be strategic, especially in this world today. Like, if you're not strategic about how you move and how you say things and what you do, life can be really, really difficult for you. And in some cases, you could just wind up either dead or in jail. So we have to be very mindful of that. Like, the mindset shift that changes everything is the shift that moves towards positivity, that moves towards intellectual, intentional action. Like, I have some information for you. Surprisingly, you may not know this, but your body generates electricity based off of your thoughts. So depending on the type of thoughts you think, if you think positive thoughts, your body generates more electricity. If you think negative thoughts, your body generates less electricity. Here's the problem. Your cell structure needs certain level of electricity to survive. So if you continue to think negative, you start to damage cells in your body because they don't get enough electricity. Yeah, that's interesting, right? And in some cases, we found that cancer itself is just dead cells in the body, and the body has created a tomb over it, like a tumor, right? To kind of protect that area. And in some cases, it just gets out of hand and it starts to what they call masticize throughout the body, and it can take over the body. And of course, we look at terminal illness at that point. So your thoughts are more powerful than you think. You can train your thoughts. You can train your mind to only think positive things. Even if sometimes, you may have a thought that, this thing isn't going to work, right? But then you can also tell yourself, you know what? No, it's going to work because the God who loves me and is backing me is going to make sure it works in my favor, right? But God didn't bring me this far to leave me. And I found that normally it takes about 2 to 3 positive thoughts to cancel out any negative thought. Yeah, it's not that difficult. If you can think of 3 positive thoughts, you can cancel out a negative thought. And a lot of the times, it won't even come back. But if it does, just do it again because it will keep you more sane, more powerful, and it'll allow you to move through situations much more successfully. And what we're here for, it's going to allow you to work out and perform better when you're in that gym. It's going to make sure that when you get in there, you're as powerful as you can be, that you are pushing with everything you have, and that every muscle in your body is thriving and it has enough electricity to generate enough strength to get you through the workout. So positivity matters way more than you think. Okay. And if you think about it, actually, what are thoughts? Right? Have you ever asked yourself, what is a thought? Like, where do they come from? Right? And in my research, I found that thoughts are their energy that are passed around the world. Like, we can talk about certain things because we all have experienced a lot of the same thoughts. So they're not proprietary or they're not specific. They're not mine. It's just a thought. Like, I've thought about quitting before. Have you? I've thought about what if things don't work out? Have you? I've thought about I'm not good enough for this. Have you? So we have a lot of the same thoughts. So thoughts are just energy that's being passed around from person to person, from spirit to spirit, and it's a realm, right, of energy that we can get collective information, but it's what we hang on to that actually comes to life, because we can't our thoughts can't come to life unless we put more energy toward it, right? If you ever thought, or if ever heard a person say, the thing you think about the most will happen, because we're putting so much energy into these thoughts, whether it's a positive thought or a negative thought, that we have enough power to make it happen. So you can intentionally focus on things that are beneficial for you. Focus on goals that are going to get you to your next level. Focus on the people who are bringing joy and love and peace into your life. Because when we don't do that, we just kind of waste the energy, we waste the power of life, really. And it causes us to live a subpar level of life, a life that's not as high quality, or a life that's not what we want to actually be living. And I found a lot of people really don't like their life. And some people don't like themselves, right? And a lot of the times it's because of the thoughts that they're telling themselves, or the way that they're beating themselves up, whether they're feeling like they're unforgiving to other people, they're unforgiving to themselves, they're not talking to themselves positively, they're always beating themselves up when they do something wrong, or they've never been taught or trained how to cancel out those negative thoughts and think positively, or even know their own power and know how great they are, and know that we are children of the most high creator, God himself, or itself, right? Because God is a spirit. So we have a lot of power and abilities in this world. And one of those powers and abilities is to manage our thoughts. They do not have to run rapid. I'll tell you a quick story. One time, I felt like I lost my mind. And when I say I lost it, I lost the ability to control the thoughts, or manage the thoughts, if you will, because so many were coming at one time. I mean, I went through a really tragic situation. I lost a son in a house fire, and the thoughts just start running. I mean, it was everything from what have I done? How am I going to live this life? How are we going to bounce back from this? What do I need to do next? What if I don't make it through this? What if? I mean, and boom, 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 boom. I could have did this better. I could have did that better. Or what if I done this? Maybe I could have saved him. Or so many things just ran in my head that it was hard to control it. And at some point, I would just sit in a space and be literally listening to these thoughts, but not realizing people around me, they sound like an empty shell. They were looking, and I'm just sitting in a corner like, and they're like, Christian, you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm back. But the way I had to take control of it was every time one would come in, I would cancel it out. Nope. I did everything I could. And if I could have done more, God would have given it to me then. How am I going to make it through this? I don't know, but I'm going to trust God the whole way through. And I know he's going to get me out of this, right? What if I don't make it through it? I made it through everything else. Why would I think this would not work out? All right, God has not failed me to a point where I can solely 100% say that things won't work out. Like that has never, ever happened. Matter of fact, things have worked out in every kid situation, that I need to make sure that I don't doubt God, because that's the only thing that it's going to bring me out is my faith. So we have to make sure we manage these thoughts. And of course, I'm sitting before you today, and God has brought me out. He's brought me out. He's brought my family out, and things have worked out. So, was it difficult? Sure. But things that are difficult are actually what make us grow, right? When you're out partying and having a good time, you're not learning anything. The only thing you're learning is maybe what the next drink is, or somebody that you didn't know before. But we're not learning anything that's actually building our character and strengthening us and giving us that grit to get through life, right? So it's the things that actually cause us to challenge ourselves, causes us a little bit of pain that actually build and strengthen us. And because of that, we have to embrace those challenges, right? We have to embrace self preservation. We have to embrace self improvement. We have to better ourselves. And sometimes it's challenging to do it, right? It's challenging for me to make these videos. It's challenging. I have this recording schedule, and I said, you know what? I'm going to do X amount of videos every day and make sure I do this and this every week. And it can be challenging, but it expands who you are as a person. It grows who you are as a person. And we have to just embrace challenges, because for some reason, there's some misinformation out there that life is supposed to be easy. And I don't know where it came from. I don't know why we think or have thought that life is supposed to be easy and anything difficult is not right. And that's not the case. Like, there's this story in the Bible that I even had to read myself, and God was seeing Satan move throughout the world, and he was like, "Hey, Satan, what's going on?" And I'm paraphrasing, and Satan said, "Hey, I'm going back and forth to see who I can devour." And God asked him, "Have you tried my servant Job?" And he says, "No, but I can't touch Job because you have a hedge of protection around him." He said, "Well, I'll remove that hedge of protection, but you can't kill him." Right. So Job was intentionally put through situations that grew him over time. And once he moved through those situations, every generation after him was blessed. Right. So we have to understand that we are not even ourselves. We're not moving through challenges for us. We're moving through challenges for our next generation that's coming behind us. We are making or changing generational blessings, right? Or in some cases, generational curses. If we start to do things that are against God and not good for our bodies and not positive and hurt other people, we are creating generational scars and wounds that our lineage is going to come behind us and have to absorb those and deal with those challenges, right? Some of you have kids right now, and they have seen you do things that they knew wasn't right, but now they do it because they mommy did it, or I seen daddy do it, and then they realize later on that, oh, that actually hurt people or damaged people or killed society in some places, some cases, and we can't do that anymore, right? So we are not just here for us. We're here because we are setting the tone for the generations that come after us, for our kids, for our grandkids, for our great grandkids. So a lot of the challenges we go through today, as long as we come out victorious and use the tools that God gave us, which is having faith, staying positive, staying motivated, pressing forward. And some people, it's, manifestations and incantations and affirmations and what is it? Where people meditation, so many different ways to stay on a positive track and stay on the mission that God has for us, so that we can follow it out 100% and not have these interruptions with thoughts that don't benefit us, that don't play into our future, right? So control those thoughts, and you can control those thoughts. And I would suggest you control them. I did it. It worked for me. Okay. I'm only giving you information that worked for me, right? So there could be people in the comments that say different, but it worked for me. All right. God has worked for me. He's never let me down. All right. So try to look at the positives. Just look at them. I know, I'm with you. Everything does look bad. It does. It looks like society is going to hell. It looks like our economy is bad. It looks like our government is not good. It looks like our food supply is not good. It looks like everybody is dying of disease. It does. But look at the positives. as well, right? If everything is going wrong, that means God's got to come in and make some changes, right? If people are dying off, then that means that more people need to embrace their health, right? And more people will embrace their health, and things will turn around. Things will get better as we teach the younger generation. So if we don't like the current society, we need to pour into our younger generation to make sure that they grow up and change the world and do things different. Just like we're changing the world, just like the baby boomers changed the world. Every generation changes the world, and generally it makes it better. Now, in some cases, we do get wickeder and wiser generations of people, but we also get the positives. We also get more wise and more intellectual people that push the world forward. So just look at the positive. Even if you can't quite embrace them all, at least balance it out. Look at if you're going to look at the negatives, look at the positives, right? I have a friend, we were talking recently about the church. I grew up in church, so I love church and licensed minister since 17. And we were talking about how there's so many things that are going on in the church that didn't go on before. And I had to say, but look at the positives. There's so many people coming to God that weren't before either. There's so many people running to church. And on my timeline, I see a lot of people that are on your social media talking about how great God is. I think I seen one of the twins, like from Tia and Tamara. I can't remember which one it was, but she was talking about how great God is in her car, just driving around and talking to people and getting millions of views. So there's a lot of great things happening. There's a lot of we talk about culture and societal norms. There's a lot of different, especially Black culture, is doing a great job right now. Hispanic culture is doing a great job. We're all building and constructing our own systems and creating entrepreneurship and teaching our families. There's a lot of it happening. But if you don't take the time to look, the algorithm will feed you what you're used to seeing or what you click on the most. If you're clicking on those posts about, just negativity and how bad the world is and all the conspiracy theories and what the government is doing and what this is not and what that is not, that's all the algorithm is going to feed you. But if you just ask it, if you just type in there, motivation, ways to motivate myself, or how to change my mind to think better and think different, or how to have better conversations, the algorithm will feed you that. So it's based off of what we are searching for. They're not even calling it social media. They're calling it, what is it? Not social media. Gary Vee just talked about this. It's it's interest media where it goes based off of what people are interested in. That's what you see pop up in your timeline. Even this video, if you weren't interested in changing your mindset and the differences between discipline and motivation, you wouldn't have found this video, right? If you weren't interested in fitness, you wouldn't have found this video. If you weren't interested in Christian Small Senior, you wouldn't have found my video. So make sure that we take responsibility, right? We have to take responsibility for our mental health, right? What we think, what we choose to focus on and put energy toward, right? The days of just going on autopilot are gone. We have to, we have to focus. And there's this new concept I'm learning about signal versus noise, right? And signal is anything that pushes, your life forward or pushes you closer to your destiny. And noise is anything that stops you from doing that or tries to divert you to go a different route, or what we would call distractions, right? So try to be more signal. And a lot of the times, people who are the most successful have a high percentage of signal and a low percentage of noise, right? Like I wouldn't let anything stop me from making this video today because I'm all signal. I don't want any noise. I don't want anything to distract me from what I'm trying to do, because if I do that, then I won't be successful in achieving what I'm trying to achieve. So take the time to just manage those thoughts, right? Challenge them thoughts. They're just because they're in your head does not mean they're yours, and it does not mean they are right. Okay? So challenge those thoughts and look at the positives. Look at them. Because even if you weigh out the positives, if you look at the positives, at least you're better off knowing the positives and the negatives versus just knowing negative, because that's going to get you nowhere. It's going to keep you vibrating at a lower energy, as I hear a lot of people say now, and it does generate less electricity in your body, and it can cause you to have weaker immune system, disease, dead cells in the body, so on and so forth. So take the time to take responsibility for your mental health. We talk about discipline versus motivation, right? Discipline is good. Discipline is great. Discipline is all you really have to be successful. Motivation, it works. Having somebody motivate you, tell you you're good, and tell you you're doing this is fine, it will get you so far. But when you can discipline yourself, you can go much further. Because even if you're motivated to go to the gym, if you're not disciplined enough to eat well, you can cancel it out. So you have to have the discipline to change your habits. You have to have the discipline to say no. You have to have the discipline to alter the food that you eat so that it is more healthy for you. And that way you come out a greater version of yourself, and things happen much, much quicker when you have good discipline and you have good habits, right? There's some people that have a habit of waking up, and me personally, waking up and praying before I get out of bed. Before I get up, I don't even get out of bed. Before I lay there, I just thank God for this day. Thank God for everything I have. Have an attitude of gratitude that I'm still here. All my organs and limbs are intact. And God, I don't know what you have for me today, but I'm excited to go after it. You have to have discipline in place, habits, good habits in place to keep you moving, to keep propelling you forward. Because once you get out of that bed, the challenges start. Once you walk out that door, the challenges start. Some of us, before you get off of your block, there's somebody trying to run you over. The challenges start, and they're all in our head. It's not in the physical world. It's in our head. It's when somebody cuts you off. What do you say to yourself? When you do something wrong, what do you say to yourself? How do you show up in the world to other people? How do you show up to your children? Like, what does that look like? What does that tone sound like? How do you make people feel? I've recently learned that people remember more how you made them feel versus what you actually say. So in order to change how you make people feel, you have to change how you feel, because we have an aura that spans out. And the if you walk in a room and you're not feeling good and you're upset, people feel that energy. You feel the energy when a person walks in a room and just something's not right. You're like, I don't know about that person. Like, their energy just feels a little weird because internally they're dealing with some things. And we show up the same way. When we're not at our highest level of energy and we're not vibrating at our highest level and we're not thinking good thoughts and meditating and on God and all of the good things that are happening, and we're focusing on negativity, we walk in a room and we change the energy and people feel it. So if you're going to change anybody's energy, change it and make it better. Like when you walk away from me, I want you to feel the best you've ever felt. I want you to feel amazing. Like, who was that guy and how can I talk to him again? That is my goal. When you watch these videos, I want you to feel better than you ever felt, because I believe in you. I know you have the power to change your life. I know that you can do whatever you set your mind out to do. I know you can be greater. I know you deserve to be greater. And I have faith that you can do it. And I want you to do it. And I'm doing everything I can to pour out this information to give to you so that you can change your life just like I did. And like I felt thousands of other people do the exact same thing. All right. And if you've missed our 3-day challenge, we have a 12-week challenge where you can win $700. And it's a group of community where we are going to, for the next 12 weeks, teach you how to work out, what types of workouts to do. We give you a meal plan. We give you a diet plan. We give you a meal plan and a diet plan are the same, right? So we give you a meal plan. We give you a workout plan for 2 months worth of workout plans, right? And then the first month, we just focus on diet, right? And if you can complete this challenge, you can win $700. Now, if the challenge starts on August the 12th. So if we are past the 12th already, you can still go to changelfe.com and you can just buy the 12-week program by itself. And I can still walk you through it. Now, you won't be part of the challenge, but I can still walk you through it. We can do one-on-ones, Zoom calls. If you're local, I can come to you. And if you can pay for the air flight, I'll fly to you. I'll come. So there's no excuse. Go to changelfe.com. Remember, LFE stands for Life Fitness Education. I would love to help you. Worst case, we could just do a one-on-one session where we are engaging and learning each other, and I can help you and give you what's called a workout prescription to help you get to your path much quicker, right? And that's just a one-on-one consultation. You can schedule it right from the website. Doesn't cost you much at all. I am available to help you all the time, 24 hours a day. If you go to that website and send me a message right now, I will reply because I am dedicated to helping you achieve your weight loss just like I did. When I lost 80 pounds, you guys, it was tough, but I want to make sure that your road is not that difficult. I had to get all of that fat off of me, lose the weight. I got down to like 200 pounds. Then I wanted to gain some more muscle. Then I put some on, but I gained some fat with it. So I had to lose some more weight and then gain it back and lose some. And it's a cycle. But I did it, and I did it all naturally. And I did not have to do any prescriptions, no bariatric surgeries, or do any like crash diets. So there's ways to do it. There's information people are not telling you. But I want to give you the secrets and give you the keys to better your health. And if you haven't checked out our website, our new channel, actually not our website, but on the website, you can go to it, our new channel called Beyond the Recipe. We also have a playlist on our YouTube channel, but there's also a YouTube channel called Beyond the Recipe. And we show you how to cook good meals, keep them healthy, keep it clean, and still make it taste amazing. Good food doesn't have to be bad. Yeah, good food doesn't have to be bad. Good food can be incredible. And I show you how to do it. And everybody who eats my food, they love it. That's what they tell me. I'm not saying I'm a good cook. I'm saying that people tell me I'm a good cook. All right, well, that's our segment for today. I love you. Thank you again for watching, and we will see you on the next episode.
If losing weight was easy, you wouldn't still be struggling. You've tried workouts that were too hard, meal plans that didn't last, motivation that faded the moment life got busy. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You were just never given a system that fits real life. Most programs focus on extremes. Too intense, too restrictive, too fast. And that's why the weight comes back, the energy disappears, and confidence takes a hit. At Changelfe, we've spent over 25 years helping real people, youth, adults, seniors, and those recovering from injury lose weight safely and sustainably. Our founder personally lost 80 pounds using the same principles taught inside this program. This isn't theory, it's lived experience. That's why we created the New Life Fitness Program, a 12-week guided system designed to work with your body, not against it. You'll receive a structured workout plan built for your Level A, sustainable nutrition and a diet plan, one-on-one consultations for accountability and clarity, weekly motivation and coaching tips, and herbal supplements to support energy, metabolism, and recovery. As you listen, imagine waking up with more energy. Picture your clothes fitting better. Notice how consistency feels easier when you're supported. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress you can maintain. The New Life Fitness program doesn't just help you lose weight. It helps you build habits, restore confidence, and create a healthier identity. This is where fitness stops feeling temporary and starts feeling like who you are. If you're ready to stop restarting and start following a proven path, join the New Life Fitness program today. Click the link, book your consultation, and give yourself the structure your body has been asking for. New body, new habits, new life, powered by Changelfe.